Yo, 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 welcome back, man, to Deep in the Bag podcast community edition. You feel me? Now, what's the difference with the community edition? Let me tell y'all. So, throughout this journey, as y'all saw within season 1, I was connecting. I was teaching y'all how I just got here. You got to meet people. You feel me? And there's so many layers to everybody that you're going to meet within life. And Freedom, man, it's one of my guys, man, who he definitely staying along for this journey. And so the difference is going to be with my community ones. It's going to be the guests y'all already seen, man, the people y'all already know, because I want us to be able to share all that knowledge and intellect we got as we growing together. And then the second portion of my Deep in the Bag, man, going to be me bringing in different guests, how I was doing, so you can keep getting that experience from other people. And so, man, with that being said, Freedom, what's good today?
What's goody, family?
You know what I mean?
Good to be back in the bag, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what time it is.
Hey, what you sipping on, big dog?
Sipping on that Lion's Mane. Let me tell you about that.
Yeah, talk to us.
So there's a supplement company out right now. They really dope. They're called Hybrid Athletica.
Okay.
Right? And this is Lion's Roast. Now, let me tell you about Lion's Roast. First of all natural ingredients derived from Brazil. They all come from Brazil. All organic. Anti-aging defense, holistic immune support, stress resilience and mood enhancement, cognitive empowerment. Listen, get you that organic Arabica coffee. All right?
There's gonna be how they gonna find it? How they gonna find it though?
There's gonna be a link in the description. Put in the code FREEDOM, all caps. Get you a bag. We in the bag.
Man, say less. So listen, y'all hear that, man? I'm gonna have a link in the description. Feel me? Code's gonna be there too. Definitely go grab you a roast, man. I got me some right here. I'm about to try it right now. Let me see what this hitting on, man.
Talk to me.
Hey, I need a second sip. Hold up real quick. Hey.
Lion's Roast. Get your Lion's Mane. Get your bag. Go to the link. Put the code in. Freedom, all caps. Get your bag.
Let's eat.
And by the way, with this, we move different. We're hybrid athletes, not just in body, but in mind and heart and spirit and soul. Okay? Hybrid Athletica. Get your bag. Put the code in FREEDOM.
My man. So, now we're about to cover y'all what we're going to be rapping about today. So, something I've been hearing a lot just throughout the community and chatting with people is about just that road that I took on myself for self-development and personal growth and self-love and different things like that. And something I always try to share with everybody is that it's just different layers and levels to that. And all of us got our own journey. And so Freedom been on his own journey of self-development, self-awareness, and self-discovery. And so we just going to have a conversation about this, y'all. We're going to cover some high-level topics that could definitely be on your mind today. And, just different obstacles you're going to face on this journey as well, but how to stay focused so you can operate at that frequency to keep bringing great people into your life. All right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Freedom. So, man, we're going to keep it kind of strong, starting off right off the back, okay?
Strong like the voice.
Listen, let's get it. What motivated you to embark on the path of self-discovery and personal growth?
That's a great question. Going off what you just said, that how there's levels and there's layers to this, right? I believe that there's levels and layers to everything inside and out of life, especially, internally, right? And I'm going to just go back from just growing up in childhood, humble beginnings.
Okay.
And just learning how to function in the world. Coming into myself, discovering myself, how to express myself. And along the way, I've experienced some tough times, some tough and trying moments. And I realized that I needed to live in truth and authenticity for not just what I want, but what I need to be doing for my destiny and my purpose. And with that said, too, along the way, there's going to be ups and there's going to be downs. There's going to be highs, there's going to be lows, there's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, right? And you got to be equipped to handle it. And you also have to embrace it at the same time, because you have to understand that you're a diamond in the earth that's being unearthed, that's being dusted off. You're going to be cut, you're going to be pressured, you're going to be polished and all of that to mold you in who you're meant to be. So to make a long story short, it's really been a lifelong journey and a lifelong decision of the importance in getting to what I really am, so I could be in the place doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Today, right now, do you feel like you know who you are?
I feel like I'm getting closer every day. It's a never-ending journey of discovery, of growth and experience, of growth and expansion, and I feel like we're always changing. I wasn't who I was last year. I believe that I wasn't who I was yesterday. I've also been humbled along the way. We spoke about this earlier. I also got to a point where I realized in certain ways and situations where I didn't know that I didn't know. And now I'm embracing that, with certain things I don't know. and I need to be open to discover and to learn and to peel back the layers. So, am I who I'm meant to be today? I'm on my way.
Hey, honestly though, I love that because this journey truly is step by step, day by day, and so it makes me think about it. Like, what motivated me to embark on this journey of self-discovery? Y'all know what? I won't say this was with me when I was growing up and being raised. At some point along the way for me, I sat back and was like, damn, I'm not where I want to be in life.
Yeah.
I'm not how I want to feel in life. And now I'm going to tell y'all, we can dive into a conversation about feelings, but feelings are fleeting. So things like, oh, I'm not happy, or I'm not this, those shift every day. So it was more about going back to your comment about who are you?
Yeah.
I didn't know who the hell I was, and I didn't even know how to start to get towards that person. And so I remember sitting down by myself. I'm watching all my habits. I'm watching all my actions, and they all was a revolving door of nothing.
That's real.
And I was like, well, how exactly can I take this first step to start changing who I'm going to be and what I'm going to do? Because I don't know what this looks like.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I know I need to just start somewhere because I'm definitely not feeling right about who I was at that moment. And that's where it started. It literally sat back for myself. I grabbed a book. Man, I wish I could tell y'all which book it was. I don't remember at this point. And then
What was it about?
that was the beginning. It was about, you know what it was about? Damn. Wish I could remember at this point. I don't even want to lie to y'all and say it. Nope. I know what it was.
All right.
The first book I ever read was The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
I heard about that.
Funny enough. So it's like, and a lot of y'all, if y'all would even know when books was like started or whatever, that's not even 20 years ago. You know what I mean? That book might have came out like 10 years ago. I don't know the exact timing off the top of my head, and I remember the top line in that book. If you give a fuck about every single little thing, you don't got enough going on in your life to give a fuck about. And I realized I gave a fuck about every little thing that was happening.
So you saying if you give a fuck about every little thing, there's not enough big things that with meaning in your life for you to care about because you're so big. If you had those big things that are really worth caring about, you wouldn't be caring about these little things.
No, and we be talking about little things. I know a lot of people could sit back and and be like, well, it's the little things that matter. Let me tell you a little thing I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you talking to somebody and they don't text you back within an hour. You sitting back like, damn, you that busy?
Not me.
If you got time to worry about somebody not texting you back in an hour, you ain't got nothing going on in your life. You feel me?
You gotta check yourself and your priorities. It's a combination of, do you have things of value, of importance that your heart is into? Mm-hmm. And also you have to prioritize where you put your energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really petty to think about, is someone texting me back right away or not? And we also had a conversation earlier, keep it moving, have the discernment to understand who's for you and who's not for you.
Easy.
Those who are for you, great. Let's honor that. Let's celebrate each other. Let's get together and do some dope things. Let's empower and impact and inspire each other so we can also do so for the world. For those who are not for you, okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know. Let's keep it moving.
Man, because listen, you're going to move at a certain frequency.
Yeah.
And you're going to invite a lot into your life. Mm-hmm. But just throughout this journey, when you're putting yourself out there, you're also going to get a bunch of that riff-raff as well. And so I'm going to deep dive on that at some point a little later. But yes, no, I'm right with you, bro. So it's good. And see, this is a great example for y'all to see. We embarked on this two different ways. For freedom, he felt like it was always in him. Just from that beginning. And for me, there was just that pivotal point where I was just like, this ain't it.
Yeah.
And there's got to be something, but it's something I don't know about me that I need to change to be able to get to that place that I'm chasing, that I want to just pull me there and like become that person.
And I feel like in one way or another, we all go through this in different ways, in different times, and in different seasons. We all have different paths, right? We all have different seasons, and it's going to look different for everybody. And we're all going to get to the point of where we get humbled, where we fall. But also, how do we react and respond to it? How do we get up? Do we get up?
Yeah, man, I'm right with you. You know what? But why are we on this topic?
Yeah.
So, we talked about what motivated you, right?
Yeah.
But can you think of a moment, an actual scenario that happened where you was like, all right, I want better for myself?
Ooh, a moment where I wanted better for myself.
A moment where you just sat back and you just was like, all right, I got to change. I got to change.
Got you. I have several. One just popped in my head just now, so I'll give you that one. I'm from Brooklyn, by the way, and I was living in New York, studying media arts at Long Island University, and even prior to that, actor, voiceover, all that. Excelling in school, but also it was a down period of my life. It was a dark period of my life. I was also overweight. I wasn't working out. I was smoking weed and cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? I was doing a lot that I shouldn't have been doing with my body. And with that said, we can go further, with my mind and everything. I just really wasn't in the right space. And I saw Blair Underwood, an incredible actor. Saw him on Broadway playing in a streetcar named Desire. I saw one of his first shows and one of his last shows. And the first show at the beginning of the run was amazing. Went back to see one of the last shows, and I saw how they expanded on that. And I also saw that regardless of his busy schedule and doing multiple shows a day throughout the week for however many weeks, he still found the time to take care of himself and his body, be in the gym for the character, and to be shirtless. And I saw how he looked great in the beginning of the run, and he looked even better at the end of the run. I said, yo, this man's a beast. The show's amazing. The cast is amazing. And just Blair, so inspiring. I said, okay, cool. I'm going to get it together. What I'm not supposed to be doing, I'm going to quit a cold turkey because I made that decision in my mind and in my spirit. I made that decision in my soul. I'm not smoking anything ever again. I'm not eating how I eat, and I'm going to be working out twice a day.
So you did that in an instant.
I did it like that.
Because that's how bad you wanted it.
That's how bad I wanted it. I've been a beast ever since, and I've been leveling up in my beast ever since.
Let me tell y'all, that's different.
Yeah.
Because, it's all these books and all these quotes out about it take this amount of time to kick a habit. It take this amount of time to let something out of your life. But for you, you knew what you wanted and you knew what you needed to do to get there, and you didn't need no 30 days. I
ain't need no 30 days. And understand that everybody's different, everybody's season's different. Some people aren't ready. And at that point in time and in that moment, I was ready. So I ain't need 30 days. I only needed 0.3 seconds. I was ready. I was ready.
No.
I was ready. And with that said, let me just give you some more game.
Go ahead, talk to us.
Whoever you are, whatever you have going on, whatever you want, it's one thing to think about it and to want it. And that's real. Honor that. That's real. But it's another thing to make a decision in your soul. And you can think you're ready, but you're not behaving like you're ready. And with that said, too, you need to embrace the moment and embrace the journey of becoming, of discovering and getting ready. And the moment you get ready, you're going to make that decision in your soul, and it's going to be like that. In one way,
love it,
with the process that happens over time. But there is a moment where it clicks when you really become ready. So be kind to yourself. But embrace the journey and keep doing the work and push yourself and get yourself ready.
By the way, I love that because you know what it made me think about? It made me think about when I personally quit porn, right?
Yeah.
And it was actually a similar thing where at some point I was looking at my future self and I was like, what does that person look like? What does that person do? What is that person actions every single day? Do you know 100%? Of course not. Because I'm not there.
Yeah.
But I do know what I want those things to look like. And I sat back with myself and I remember just thinking about, okay, so what's something you're doing right now? What's a habit you got right now that's just definitely prolonging where you could get to? And it was like porn.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking about, and I mean, y'all could do all the research you want on porn, all the effects it talks about, it definitely does when it comes to being able to connect with relationships, being able to, it got to a point where relationships where I was more infatuated and I was actually having sex, you know what I mean? And I'm more infatuated with the porn than I was with the sex.
Yeah.
Because it was just, my brain was so distorted at that point, you know, and I remember literally one day, I said, I want to start moving toward my closer to myself, my future self. I want to get there.
Yeah.
And I never ever picked up porn again. Never looked at it, never done. Actually, to be so honest, when I log into social media and the first thing you see on the explore page is all soft porn, as we're gonna call it, I actually get annoyed because it's like, damn, man, they pushing this out for
Bruh.
people to become ingratiated with, so they can't grow as a person, and it's just like,
there's an agenda.
it's crazy.
There's an agenda too, by the way. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, man.
They know what they're doing, and the majority of the population is asleep, and they consuming, and it's messing with your mind. It's messing with your spirit, and you just on the hamster wheel, and they just pulling these strings. And it's really just, it's clouding, it's messing with your mental, it's really messing with your spirit, and also how you move, and also how you relate to yourself and how you relate to others.
100% agree. And it's funny that you called that out. And I'm gonna tell y'all, that's something about when you that deep within yourself and that frequency and paying attention to things, because what you just said is what I literally was thinking after I quit. I was like, man, this ish ain't good for you at all, but it's promoted everywhere. Why? Because they want to keep people stuck within this cycle. They don't actually want you to grow. Like, why is the growth stuff not pushed as much? It's because they really don't want you to change. They don't want you to grow. They don't want you to start thinking on your own. They want you to stay. They want the bad relationships to continue. They want the drama in the world. And I was just like, man, it's crazy when you gotta, that's why you gotta decide for yourself, who do you want to be? And you can't worry about the outside stuff. How do things affect you? Which we talked about. Is everybody on their own journey? For me, it was affecting me in a certain type of way where I wanted to let it go. And let me just tell y'all, since I had, my relationships been way better. My mindset been way better. The way that I even treat people is way better. It's just because it's like you get all that filth out your soul to be able to be like, yo, feeling much better now.
I want to add to that too. You can use it as a plug to strengthen you as well. If you're not being bombarded with all the positivity as you want to, as you are with the mess, then you're gonna have to actively become a seeker. You're gonna have to strengthen the go-getter and the seeker in you. You have to seek these things that you want to change inside you, and how you educate yourself, what you put into your mind, what you consume, and then over time you're gonna change that algorithm. You're going to change that algorithm in line. You're going to change that algorithm within you and your spirit and your frequency.
Man,
you see what I'm saying? So you have to be an active seeker and doer for the change that you want to be.
100% agree. I'm gonna tell you, just cause we on this right now. It reminds me of my morning routine, right? So y'all, I wake up at 5 a.m.
Get it?
I'm one of those people who, I wake up at 4:50 to be exact. But I get up, I like knocking out 60 push-ups. I do a 10-minute ab session.
Get it?
60 more push-ups, I stretch for 10 minutes, then I go to the gym. Why? Because for me, waking up and going directly to the gym, I'm still tired. And I realized that develop the routine in the morning was a game changer. But it's a part of that I want to add in. No, it's a part of that to add in. I also learned when it comes to what you put in your mind and to make sure you go and seek what you actually want. In the background, when I was doing that, I'd be playing sports, listening to some sports commentators or some shows from the day before, right? So what am I thinking about when I'm in my subconscious when I get to the gym? Sports. What am I thinking about when I'm just chilling? Sports. And I realized, like, hold on, let me pivot something. Let me change something. So then I started listening to more deeper things in the morning and podcasts about life stuff and things like that. Now I'm more locked in throughout the whole day. So it was like, not only did I develop a routine to make sure I wasn't tired when I got to the gym, but even the stuff I put in my mind to start the morning, the first thing I'm thinking about, changed my whole perception of the entire day. And you start really realizing how much that stuff impacts the way you move and operate within the world.
Yo, that's real. And for me, I have a similar morning routine, but really my routine starts the day before. Your next day starts the day before. Like, how do you wind down? How do you come down from the stimulation? What do you do before you get into bed? Like, how do you get to bed and put yourself to sleep, and at what time? You know what I'm saying? I have a routine, where I wash my face, I brush my teeth, I also stretch. I do some push-ups, I stretch, I pray, I read the word, I do a guided meditation. And even still, I'm with my mind and my spirit for self-affirmations as I'm falling asleep. And when I wake up, it's the same thing with what I'm plugging into my mind. I also do movements to stretch, my neck, my scapula, my shoulders, my traps. I work out hard and heavy every day so it gets tight.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I do well over 100 push-ups.
Yep.
Well over 100 push-ups. I stretch. I have some tea. Like I said, I'm a tea person. I have some tea. I take a cold shower. You know what I'm saying?
Always challenging the mind.
Challenging the mind and the body. And there's great benefits. Y'all can look it up, Google your best friend. There's amazing benefits of a cold shower as well. And that's my pregame for the gym.
First, I'm a +1 that because I was taking cold showers for about 6 months straight. I did stop. I enjoy my hot showers. But
I'll do too. I have a combination.
The mental fortitude you gain, it do something weird to you. I don't know what it is.
It do something amazing.
It do something. It's amazing. I tell people, I'm like, when you do it in the beginning, it's a bit of a struggle. Yeah. And as you keep going, you be like, why can I just tolerate things so much better than I could before? It's just because you realize that now how to reprogram your body and your mind. That's what I really think cold showers do, to be honest. Yes, I know they got the healing benefits as well, but just we're going to go simple surface level with it and putting yourself in that uncomfortable situation intentionally every single day is how you start to grow. That's how you start to change. You be like, damn. Yeah. That's how I did.
And over time, you get stronger, you get better, you become wiser. Again, you also have to understand your why. You know, why are you doing this? And it also has to be bigger than you too. Like, of course, I want to do better. I want to feel better. I want to accomplish so much in life. I want to be comfortable. I want to thrive. You know what I'm saying? But understand that there's a bigger position, purpose, and assignment that's outside of you, you know, for others. Like, what's your why? And let it be bigger than you. Let it be bigger than you. And also over time, as you have developed these habits, you're going to get stronger and deeper in these habits. And you're going to get better at implementing and including even more better habits. And over time, overall, it's going to make you stronger. And you're going to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's how I like to live. I'm going to give you a couple examples. One time I had to be on set at 8 a.m. What happened? I went to the gym at 3. I'm in the gym for 3 hours. You know me. So I had to be in that gym at 3. Leave the gym at 6. I got 2 hours just to whoop, whoop, shower, eat, and go to set.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? The other night, I was in acting class to around past 1, maybe went to bed around 2 a.m. or whatever. Had 2.5 hours of sleep, went to the gym for a few hours so I can go back to class the next morning, a different class that I was invited to. Yo, Free, how bad you want it? I know you're not going to miss this class, and you're definitely not going to skip the gym. So what you going to do? You're going to skip sleep. You're going to skip sleeping. You're going to take a power nap.
Sacrifice.
When I woke up, it hurt.
Oh, I know it did.
But I'm in a point now as I'm applying this pressure every day where I can take it. And I'll be like, yo, Free, how bad you want it? First of all, is it in alignment with you and what you want to do? Now, okay, how bad you want it? What we doing? I'll sleep the next night.
And that is literally, how you gotta be. So I'm I completely understand that. And now when I'm thinking about it, because I guess back to our initial question, what was my pivotal moment? Man, mine's actually, y'all, I done shared this before, so I'm gonna make it quick. It was actually super simple. I was big lit every day. Every day. I'm at the club.
For those who don't know, elaborate on big lit.
Oh man, we talking about drinking, smoking.
Yeah.
At the bars and clubs, wasting all my money, even though I wasn't even making that much money. So I'm like trying to validate a person who even knew who that person was. At this point, I can't even so someone will tell you about that growth and changing, and it may make people sound like they're crazy or they making up stuff. But when I say that you sometimes just really forget about how that person thought or operated, you really just do, because that is I'm so far detached from who that person was, and sometimes it is hard to remember how exactly was I thinking, but I just know I wasn't I just remember my mindset just wasn't in a good place. Yeah. And mine was really good because I had a really good person in my community at that time reach out to me and was like, yo, you got a lot of potential. And I believe you could really do something great with your life. But based on what you're doing right now, you ain't going nowhere.
That's not it.
They was like, you in the middle of the ocean, bro. They was like, and you treading water. And you ain't got no safety boats around you. And one day, if you continue what you're doing, you're going to drown. Yeah, that's right. And I sat back and was like, man, I don't want to drown. I want to make it. And that was it, bro. After that, made big changes.
2 things. First of all, that's love that you had someone by you to be able to see you and watch you and be like, okay, let me talk to you for a minute.
Some game.
You know, let me keep it real out of love. So first, that's important to have the right people around you, the right community, and those who will, with love, talk to you if you need some type of intervention, if you need some type of help. You see what I'm saying? And also, there's a difference between help and support, and we also have to discern, what one needs at a certain time without enabling poor behavior. You see what I'm saying? So for one, like I said, it's great and important to have the right people around you, to have those moments, to have a nice conversation, to help you get better. Also, you have to be in a place where you're able to accept and receive it. Some people are unable to accept and receive it.
You right now out of shape. You looking online for the best trainer because you're like, man, I got to change my life. You find a 5-star trainer.
Yeah.
You go sign up. You go to the classes, right? You putting in the work every single day. Years. You change your life. Now you look great. This trainer gave you the regimen you never thought was possible. Who gets the credit? The trainer or you? And a lot of times most people will say, well, the trainer, because if you ain't find that 5-star trainer, and I say to people, the trainer did help. They did. Because if they didn't have a formula for you, you wouldn't have been able to get to where you at.
Yeah.
But if you actually wasn't doing the work, then nothing would have changed.
Yeah.
So it comes back to what you said about it depends on what place of life you in and what mindset you in at that time and what's meant for you. And are you open to hearing that feedback? Because you can meet as many 5-star trainers as you want.
Yeah.
If you don't actually want to make no change for yourself, it ain't going to happen.
Right.
No one can force a formula on you to change your life.
Yeah.
Like you got to be able to sit back and be like, how you sat back when cold turkey on the weed, on the cigs. And it was like, nah, I'm getting in the gym. I'm not eating this BS no more. Same thing with me, with the porn, being like, nah, I'm good on this. I want to move different.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta. It don't matter who told you. I done heard 100,000 times the porn ain't good for you.
Yeah.
But it took me to sit back to be like, nah, I want to see different, and I made that decision. You know what I mean?
Like you said, move different. We in the bag. Get your bag. Lines made. Lines made. Get your bag.
Hey, you already know this is actually good though too. Y'all hear me?
Click on the link, that discount code FREEDOM.
We done covered. We done already dropped some gems on them. You hear me?
We did. Fire.
Now, but as you reflect on your journey, because it's a journey. We ain't where we want to be.
Yeah.
What key lessons have you learned about yourself?
Tell the truth. And this one, this one's a big one. And I got this from acting. How you have to be an active listener, how you have to receive, and you have to be in truth, and you have to tell the truth. Now, with you in your life, you have to honor yourself enough to be in your truth and your authenticity, no matter what that looks like. No matter what that looks like for who you are, right?
Oh,
and
man, talk.
You have to be in truth and authenticity. First, you have to tell the truth of yourself. And then with the world around you and with others around you, you have to be in that truth and you have to tell the truth. What's for you will naturally find you and it's going to be beautiful. What's not will fall away. And whatever falls away, don't take it personal, but rather rejoice in that. Because now you know, and you can continue to keep moving and doing better and moving towards better. So be in your truth and authenticity, tell the truth. That's one thing.
As you reflect on your journey, give me one more key lesson you've learned. So one is to tell the truth.
The second key lesson, there's many, by the way, so this is just two.
Yeah, we only give them two.
The second key lesson I'm going to give you now is understand that the journey is the destination. Embrace and enjoy the process.
We just talked about that earlier.
Yeah, the journey is the destination. Embrace and enjoy the process. And there's so much to uncover and learn in that. So much opportunity to grow and to change. You don't want to miss that. And you don't want to prolong what's for you. So you have to understand that you have already arrived in the journey, which is the destination, and embrace that journey of becoming.
Hey, yo, it's so funny because we just talked about the process earlier.
Yeah.
So we ain't got a deep dive that. I think you broke that down good. Because we was literally just talking about this podcast, and I was saying it ain't even about you coming on, us dropping these gems and getting off. It's about when I reached out. It's about me prepping the questions. It's about setting everything up. It's about, having that pre-conversation to just, quick catch. It's like it was everything in it. That I'm excited about. I'm just not about it just ending it or just, it's just like, I'm just excited about it all. So I'm right with you. And then your first point, telling the truth, comes back. And this is where y'all gonna learn, man, in this world of self-development, you're gonna cross a lot of these same bridges together. But I call it, for me, it's owning your starting point. Yeah. And you said it perfect about telling your truth. Own wherever the hell you are in life. And sometimes it is not where you want to be. Believe me, I know. I'm telling y'all.
Talk to
Believe me, I know what it's like to sit back and look at your life and you ain't where you want to be, and somebody asking you an honest, truthful question about how you feeling, and you prefer to say everything is good when everything is bullshit.
Yeah.
Believe me, I know I done been there, I done done it. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing shocking about it.
Yeah.
But it's actually better to sit back and say, hey, you know what? Everything ain't good right now.
Yeah.
And then you got to have some accountability.
Yeah.
Everything ain't good right now. I haven't made all the best decisions,
Yeah.
but I'm definitely learning and growing from those things, and I'm looking to improve my life because you know what? And it's going to come to one of my points right now. I ain't perfect.
Yeah.
And you don't use that as an excuse.
Yeah.
What you use that as is you just recognizing that there is always place for improvement, because if you feel like you are a perfect human being, what the hell are you looking to improve on?
Exactly.
And so that's something that'll be one of my key lessons that I'm sharing with y'all is, just you're not perfect. Okay. None of us are. And don't strive for perfection because it's not possible. It's not obtainable. All you can do is show up to the table, do your absolute best. Make sure you prep for that opportunity. Make sure you are ready for the opportunity and then execute at the highest level you can at that time, because what you don't know, you don't know. We were just talking about acting earlier with this, right? And I was telling them how I was going to one class it was a great class, I want to give it its credit, but all they had was the self-tape. Yeah. And all they could do was just see me, right? And so I got really nice with the self-tapes, knowing where to catch my eye lines, knowing what mannerisms, how to stay in frame, right?
Yeah.
But then I went to a new acting class where now we actually officially on set, and it's 5-6 cameras up, and you got to know how to dance with the person and hit certain angles and different things like that. So again, you don't know what you don't know, but you got to be able to do your best because you ain't perfect. So when I stepped into that class, I know I ain't perfect at acting. I got so much more to learn, and I'm loving learning along the way. You know what I mean? But you don't know these things until you learn them. And so remember, you ain't perfect. And growth, you want to learn as much as you possibly can on this journey, because man, there's so much out here. Like, you can't ever feel like, oh yeah, I'm gonna know it all, I got it all in the bag. Like, you know what I mean? So like, that's my first one. And my second lesson, and anybody who knows me, I preach this all the time, is you are not the main character in anybody's life but your own. And what that means, right, is we're going to use, a lot of y'all going to become entrepreneurs just like I'm trying to do right now, okay? And we're going to use this podcast. So let's say I reach out to Freedom. I'm like, hey, bro, you could do this podcast this week? Nah, I'm booked, bro. I'm busy. Okay, cool. No problem. Next week, hey, Freedom, you could do this podcast this week? Nah, bro, I'm booked again. Okay, cool. And now the main character syndrome kicks in when you turn around and you say to yourself, oh man, Freedom don't want to fuck with me, man. He not trying to get on my podcast. Like, damn, I done hit this man up twice. And this. At what point did I become the main character in Freedom's life? Your job, I am trying to build a platform. I'm trying to bring value to people's lives. To do that, I need to make sure that I'm showing up every single time for myself. And what that means is if I got to hit up Freedom goddamn 10, 20 times before he want to get on my pod, then I hit his ass up 10, 20 times before he get on my pod, because I'm trying to build some shit for me, and I'm the main character of my own life, and I'm the only person that can make all this shit happen that I'm seeing. And so y'all got to remember that when you chasing after what you want as well, is don't fucking fall victim to no main character syndrome where you think you're the most important person at every single table you show up at. You feel me? Damn.
Not only did they have main character syndrome, they thought that people were psychic and mind readers.
Man.
And didn't want to speak up for themselves.
Hey, and that's the part of the main character syndrome I was talking about, because the part of it that it really teaches you is communication. Yeah. To be able to share what is actually in your mind. But also I want to give y'all another side to it that I think is really important. And we could talk about this podcast. We could talk about advocating for yourself, because a lot of y'all gonna become entrepreneurs just like I'm trying to do for myself. And what is a challenge or setback that you faced on this road to your self-improvement and your self-discovery? You know, how did you overcome that? Okay,
if I give you one, I would say asking for help. Asking for help was a big one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just thought that I had to be perfect. I had to have everything together. I had to have the resources and the tools and the keys that I didn't have. You see what I'm saying? Maybe there was some main character syndrome in there too. And along the way, like, I got humbled. And as I honored myself and I stepped into my truth, and also that acceptance with where you are in your journey, when you start to tell the truth and you accept, you naturally strengthen and also get the wisdom.
Yes.
The self-confidence, I want to say the self-actuality, and there's another word I'm looking for. Whatever, we're going to keep it moving. But you're going to get to a point where it's like, okay, cool, this is where I'm at. That's okay. This is what I need. I have people who love and support me around me. Let me reach out. And mind you, I'm not the main character in the story. It can go either way. However, I have that opportunity. Let me reach out. You know what I'm saying? And we also had this conversation a while back. I'm going to hit y'all with two things.
Talk to him.
If you want to go fast, by all means, go by yourself. If you want to go far, you got to go with your tribe. You got to go with others.
Yes, sir.
And there's this table setting up this feast, right? You have these great qualities about you and all these great things that you bring to the table. Pun intended. You're this leg propping that side up. I'm this powerful, strong lady holding this side up. She's holding that leg. He's holding that leg. She's holding that leg. And together, we're holding up this big, strong table where we can all feast at.
Ooh, and we hungry.
We hungry.
We hungry.
We hungry. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
first of all, I love that.
So to sum that up, I accepted where I was, and I developed and strengthened to the point where not only did I accept, but I can also ask for help and I can reach out.
Hey, that's a gem.
Yeah.
That's a gem. I love that one, bro, because that's like, man, asking for help. I'd say that's something that I even struggle with sometimes today. And it ain't that I don't have the capacity or the capability to do it, because I've definitely done it.
Yeah.
But you find yourself, what I've learned with that is sometimes the more of an expert, is this word I'm using in this case, that you become in a certain field that you're working on, you start thinking that you need less help. And you start thinking you could just get it all done on your own.
Yeah.
But that's actually when you should even reach out more.
Yep.
When you should lean into it more.
Okay.
Don't be like, oh, I just started XYZ, so I need help. But now let's go acting. Just started acting. So I want to get as much advice and input as I can, and and have people read with me and things like that right now.
Yeah.
And then you start getting better. You're like, oh, I can just download an app and have it talk back to me. Or I can just do this. It's like, yeah, you okay? It's great to have a formula in place for if you are by yourself.
Yeah.
But no, keep having a community.
Yeah.
Keep reaching out.
Yeah.
Keep challenging yourself to do those things, because that strong leg you said at the table, that's how y'all also become stronger together.
Yes.
Knowing that y'all there every step of the way.
And you also give to each other, and we all learn from each other, and we empower each other.
I'm going to tell y'all what I think one of the most dangerous things about self-development is.
Ooh.
And Freedom, I want you to tell me if you resonate with this, okay?
All right.
So something I had to overcome on this journey is the more self-aware you become, right?
Yeah.
The more you start reading books and you start getting in and you start becoming disciplined, and you start just feeling like you got it. There's this, I want to call it an arrogance you start to build as well, where you start thinking your self-development is better than somebody else's self-development, and you can't click with somebody because they just not on your frequency. Like, I'm at a frequency 10, but you only at a frequency 6, so how can we connect? Because I'm clearly been on this journey longer than you. And so that, to me, is something I still honestly notice a lot today, especially with a lot of people that decided to go on this journey. And that's why I think the self-development realms could sometimes become toxic if you don't acknowledge that we're all on a journey together, and that you didn't make it to the top of Mount Everest and you're now guru self-knowledge.
That's
and then you
crazy.
can't learn from nobody, and then you can't grow with nobody. Like, it's like, no. If you are truly on this path of self-discovery, we are always in learning mode. We are never the master of knowledge. We're never the know-it-all person. You feel me? So that was a big moment for me, because I was, by the way, y'all, I'm calling it. I became one of those people over time where I started being like, oh, you wake up at 5:30? You got a long way to go, bro.
Yo.
It's like, what are you talking about? Just because this person wake up at 5:30 and you wake up at 4:50 that you better than them?
Yeah.
No, or just because this person read Atomic Habits and you read Identity Shift, y'all two completely different people. It's like, it's so crazy, but that is something I was able to overcome, to realize that we are all learning and growing together, man. Nobody's no perfect entity or any of that stuff. But talk to me.
Never. And I'm glad you brought that up. That's a very, very important and serious topic. When you first get on this journey and you start to level up, you can start to feel yourself. I mean, I mean, listen, when I tell you I was feeling myself, I was like, I'm everything. I know everything. Y'all not it. I can't talk to y'all. And at the time, it was real. And then over time, you get humbled. And you also have to learn how to humble yourself, by the way. You should be doing that all the time. But life and spirit will humble you. So over time, as I got humbled, more and more, I realized, we spoke about this earlier, I didn't know that I didn't know.
Yes.
And for one, I was once a, let's say, level 3.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, I'm feeling myself right now. I think I'm at 10. There's somebody over there. We're going to have a conversation and they're going to make me feel like my 10 is actually a 3.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I am at a, let's say, level 7 and this person's at a level 3, we can still learn from each other.
Yes.
We have to be able to still embrace speaking with and engaging with all people and honoring and loving all people. And we can all learn from each other. We can all inspire each other. We can all give to each other. You got to humble yourself and get to that place.
I'm right with you.
Yeah.
I'm right with you. See, hey, I'm telling y'all, that is something, as you see. It's something, man, and as you all see, just even so far within this pod, we didn't all share, me and Freedom done share different values, different perspectives, different things we had to overcome, right? But it's all still connected because I also went through those same things as well. Not asking for help, we already covered that. Him as well, feeling like he was a know-it-all. We all crossed those bridges at different times, but it's about the point of acknowledging that, like, we all just growing. It's just self-discovery. Like, it's so much. It's like, I'm pretty sure some of y'all, right? Y'all done started this journey. You still watching porn. That's okay.
Yeah.
Right? The day that you realize that it's not for you, you good. You know what I'm saying? If that ain't right now, that's okay. You feel me? If with the weed, with the liquor, you probably drink every single night before you go to sleep. If you need to do that right now, that's okay. But as you start growing and developing, you're going to start to realize, like, actually, I'm good with all that.
Yeah.
I'm good. If that's not a part of the future self you see for yourself, you're like, I'm cool. I don't even need that in my life no more, man. You just start growing. I love this. I love this.
Yeah. And with this said, I actually want to plug something right now. I inspire each and every one of you. And it's easier said than done. And for some people, for many people, it may be very difficult depending where you are in your life and your inner and outer journey, as well as who and what is around you. But I want to give you, I don't even want to say the word challenge. I want to inspire you to find one person who you love and to trust, where you can really allow yourself to be seen, where you can really allow yourself to be loved and to love and to open up to, and to be able to express yourself with what you're going through and what you're feeling, and be able to be held in a space, and to be able to seek advice and to be able to seek counsel. And over time, you start to understand that you are not alone.
Plus 1,000.
You know what I'm saying? So I really
100%.
encourage and inspire everybody to do that.
And I'm adding on to this that because of that, another thing, and we only said one thing about that overcoming, but it's super important what Freedom just said, is when you all start this journey or while you on this journey, a lot of y'all might also have friends, right? That when you start now being like, hey, I don't want to hit the club no more. Hey, I don't want to do this activity no more. Hey, I actually want to go to sleep earlier. Hey, I want to start hitting the gym. There's going to be times where those people are going to be like, oh, you done changed. Oh, you think you better than us. Oh, you this. And it can make you scared, right? Because you'll start feeling like, damn, don't nobody else read books. Don't nobody else wake up at 5 a.m. Yeah, a bunch of us wake up at fucking 5 a.m. The thing is, you just not around those people. You know what I'm saying? And so the reason why it is so important to make sure that you do have that person that you can grow with as well, because you'll know that you're not alone. Because I noticed that a lot of people give up too on this journey because they really do feel like they alone, because they surrounded an environment of people who just want to be crabs in a barrel. But you see that little string, right? It ain't a ladder. It's not a ladder yet, but you see that string coming down and you like, man, where does that connect to, man? Because I'm tired of being down here. And so, but when you start to grab it, right, people is like, where you think you going? Why you think you think? Oh, I see. Okay. Listen, the whole point is to change, y'all. The whole point is to grow. It ain't you. If you still think the same as you did last year, then you got more work to do. And so that's why that community, man, is so important.
It's
and
so
like
important.
Just more things you're gonna run into. You feel me?
Of course, your freedom, you changed. Of course, I changed. What you mean?
Yeah. I had to say that. I remember I had to say to somebody one day about that.
Of course, I changed. You stayed the same. Why did you say the same? Yeah, I'm changing. Like, listen. In the realm of what we're talking about and with the acceptance, right, and what you spoke about too, about opposition from people just questioning your different moves. You're going to receive opposition. You got to be disciplined. You got to be strong, and you got to be secure to stand 10 toes down and continue to be on a narrow path and going up and forward. Mm-hmm. And like we spoke about earlier, the things that are for you, they're going to come. As long as you're in that truth, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be beautiful, right? The things and the people who are not for you, they're going to fall away, and allow them gracefully to fall away. Thank you for letting me know. I'm going to keep it moving.
Hey, man, make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button. You feel me? We rolling today, man. Hey, y'all already know. Get this knowledge, man. Love this knowledge.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man. Y'all see, we dropping these jams for y'all, man, because we want. I want to see more people, man, really embrace this self-development and self-awareness and self-discovery, and understand that there's so many of us like out here, man. And if you put yourself out there in that way, you're gonna meet us. There's no we around. I promise you.
Yeah.
But let's keep it rolling though. So freedom.
Yeah.
Were there any particular books, mentors, or resources that assisted you on your journey to this self-discovery?
Okay, there's several. There's one book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle.
I just read that too.
It's for me, and again, with everything, you have to be ready for it. If you're not ready for it, it may not come your way. If you try to force it, you may not be able to digest this. And let me just say that again. We spoke about that earlier. Now for me, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, every single word, and I'm not capping, every single word hit. Every single word. And it's going to help you to have a bigger objective understanding of yourself, the world around you, and spirit, right? And you're going to be able to step out of your mind, step out of your thoughts, and become present. And from there, you can experience true joy, peace, and to be alignment with your path and what's meant for you. I encourage all of you to pick up the book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. It's a good read. First of all, I read that too. Yeah. It is a great read. Like I know I'm right with you on that. That's the world I live in. And funny enough, since we own books, that's actually what changed me too. There's a book called The Mastery of Self. Mm-hmm. I actually believe it was the same author that created the 4 Agreements that wrote it. Don't quote me on that, but a great book. But what that book, it got so many gems in it. But the highest one I'm gonna tell y'all, that was the game changer for me. Let me tell you, life changer. Mm-hmm. The book breaks down unconditional and conditional love. Okay. Let me tell y'all, man, this is when you first starting on this road of self-discovery, your thought process is most likely going to be conditional. Yeah. And conditional means that you love things based on certain variables being in place. Yeah. Okay. And then unconditional means that you love something completely without all those variables being in place. And let me give y'all an example, okay? Because a lot of times you got to hear it to be able to follow. So you turn around, you look in the mirror today, okay? And you're like, oh God, I'm disgusting. I hate what I see, right? You start going to the gym. You start eating healthy. You discipline. You locked in for a year, right? Now your body look crazy, the body of your dreams. You look in the mirror, you like, yo, I love myself. I never even felt this great. Now, again, you were disciplined. You ate right. You had the right trainers in place. You did everything on that road to get in that body you wanted, except one thing. The only reason you loved yourself right now is because of how you look. And so now you turn around and get sick or you get injured and you can't work out like that no more. Now you look back in the mirror and you like, wow, damn. Ew, who the fuck? Oh, God, sick. Ooh. That was never love. Ooh. But the mindset shift here is if you unconditionally love yourself, you look in the mirror when you at that place where you were before and you like, I love you enough that I want to make sure I love you, man. And I want to make sure that I put you in a position to be the healthiest you can be. Yeah. So now you do all those same things you was doing, but with that different mindset. Yeah. So then when you get to that place, it's like, thank you. I'm happy this hard work got me here, but I loved you regardless. But, I still just love you. And then when you get injured, you get sick, guess what? Yo. You still love yourself. I still love you. Yo, that's so real with the conditional and unconditional love. And I like how you brought it to self because that's where it starts. And then from there, we can come out with it with the world around us and with other people. And it's like, I worked hard to get to this point. I love the strength, the look, the feeling of it all. But if for whatever reason, sick, injury, whatever, I fell off. I have to be okay with that and accept that. We also spoke about acceptance. I accept it, and I love you. I love you in every stage. I love you in every way. You're doing amazing in every way. You're doing your best every day, and you are enough. Your best is better than enough. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Things may happen and things may switch up, and you got to be able to look at yourself and speak to yourself like, I'm so proud of you, and I love you no matter what. You're doing your best. Your best is great. Your best is enough.
Plus 1,000 of that. I'm going to tell y'all, it's so important, and it may seem cliche, but I tell people it's so important to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you love you. I don't care how insane it sounds. Let me tell y'all, every single
that can
day.
be hard. That can be hard for many of us.
Yes.
That's a practice that we have to get into to start talking to ourselves and showing up in certain ways and to really embrace and accept ourselves and our story and our journey, and not just love ourselves, but be in love with ourselves.
Yes, you gotta. I mean, I know right now, y'all might look in the mirror. Maybe you got acne. Maybe you got a unibrow. Maybe you not the most fittest in the world. Maybe you got half a mustache, half a not. Whatever. I'm using all physical. You know what I mean? Because that's what usually it starts with a lot of people. Bro, you gotta love yourself. It's okay if your hair not done right. You're still beautiful. And it's like, but you gotta really believe this. And I know for myself, that was a big change for me. Because I started realizing, oh man, I got a great one. I'm sure a lot of guys like this, where my hair ain't done. And so I'm feeling like, I'm gonna go holler at a shorty right now. Nah, I ain't even. But guess what? They telling me, you don't even look bad though. Like, what you talking about? But I'm like, nah, I'm not feeling it. Because I didn't unconditionally love myself. The condition for me feeling like I look good was if my hair and face was done. And now I'm gonna tell y'all, it go even deeper, unconditional, conditional, when it now comes to your goals. Because you can have unconditional and conditional goals. So let's use acting, since both of us do acting. It's like the conditions is, oh, as long as I'm getting booked and I'm on set once a month, I love it. But what about the months you're not on set? Do you still love it then? If the answer is no, then now we need to come back to the beginning. Because if you unconditionally love it, you just love the process of getting in the character for the auditions. You love the process of just going to acting class. You love the process of having, random impromptu conversations. It's just like, you just love it. And if you got a goal right now, you chasing after yourself, but it's based on conditions, it's going to be a struggle. I'm telling y'all right now, it's going to be a struggle.
And the struggles and the process and the journey is going to let you know where your priorities are, what you love, what you conditionally love, what you unconditionally love. And speaking about the acting journey, for example, is really going to let you know this process. If you're not where you want to be, if you've been doing it a long time, if you've been struggling in certain ways and areas, it's going to let you know if it's for you or not. If you truly love it or not. And where your priorities are with your heart. And with everything, by the way.
Hey, I'm right with y'all, man. Hey, make sure you hit that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button. You feel me? We got Jones for y'all, man, all day, man. I'm loving this.
And always remember, we move different. Click on that link. Discount code FREEDOM. Holla.
You know what? Everybody, they on this journey now. They ready to get committed. But when you mapping out your life, there's one thing some people always seem to forget to add in. The obstacles. So what strategies do you have in place for when you face obstacles in your self-discovery journey to help you keep going?
That's a big open-ended question. For me, it's several. What strategies do I take to overcome these obstacles? First of all, if you have moments where you're overwhelmed and the molehill looks like a mountain, you got to take a step back and step outside of yourself and not be reactive. You don't want to be overly emotionally charged, and you don't want to be reactive, right? So you need to take some time. You need to take a moment, whether you need to meditate, whether you just need to take a break. You gotta take a moment. Then you got to be like, okay, cool. Am I doing everything possible to get to where I need to be? Let's say the answer is no. Okay, cool. What do I need to be doing differently? What can I do more of? What can I add? What needs to change? What do I need to improve of? Just ask yourself those questions. It's a process. Embrace the process. Now, let's say, for example, you are, maybe you're not, but let's say you are doing everything possible with what you have. Okay, great, and congratulations. However, where there's a will, there's a way. It's still is there anything different I can be doing? Is there anything more I can be doing? Also, there's a meaning and intention behind and purpose behind all of it. What am I learning from it? How is this strengthening me? How is this all changing me so I can really be prepared for what I asked for? You see what I'm saying? And then I'm going to go to another part of the strategy, that acceptance. We spoke about this before. You have to accept yourself. You have to accept your journey, your story, and also where you are right now. You have to radically accept yourself, so you don't drive yourself crazy, so you're not overly emotionally charged, and so you're not reactive to the situation. And also have an evaluation of what's going on, what's important to you, and what needs to be priority and important.
That evaluation, that was it.
Yeah.
Like, I love all those too, because like, the combination of them can definitely help you cover, because it's different scenarios. For different obstacles, not all of them the same. And so you got to just make sure that your plan that you got in place works for you. And I know self-reflection for me is a big one. Being able to always do that. Now y'all got me thinking, damn, what obstacle, what strategy do I got for obstacles? So for me, I love seeing things wrote out. That's just how I operate. And so right now.
What you mean by that?
So right now, Freedom can see it because, you know, he in the crib.
Yeah.
So what strategies do I have in place for the obstacles we're going to run into? So for me, I like everything wrote out, and I'm going to explain to y'all what I mean. So right now, I got an entire calendar with every single day of the year on it for 2024, okay? And what I like to do is put an X every time I complete my goals. And y'all might be like, well, how do you get to those goals? So what I do is I got a task list book as well. And I've already wrote out what I want my year to look like. Now, it could change. But right now, I know what I want the end of this year to look like for me at this exact moment based on everything that I know. And I've broken that down into months, and I've broken that down into weeks, and I've wrote down 3 priority goals that I need to complete every single day to push me forward towards that goal, right? Now, there are days where I don't complete all 3 of my priority tasks, right?
Yeah.
But then what I do after that is I write it down. Why didn't I complete the task? Did I decide to just watch Netflix and chill? That's okay. But at least I'm self-reflecting.
You have to understand why.
Yes.
That's very powerful.
Yes. I want to know why.
You have to accept yourself and be okay, but also that there's a balance where you're okay with you doing your absolute best. In certain moments, in certain days, maybe you didn't do your best. Maybe you made a poor decision. Maybe you had the time and you had the capacity and you just decided not to. And that was one thing on my change in becoming and doing better and better every day and being a beast. Is like, I got myself to the place where if I have the capacity, I'm a body what I'm doing. I don't want to wait till the next day. I don't want to invite the opportunity for something to come up. I don't want to invite the opportunity to go back to the old ways where I would procrastinate or just not feel like doing something. If it's on my mind, it's in my heart, it's going to push me forward. If I have the capacity, I'm going to do it. Even if, let's say, I'm on no sleep or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get it done to the best of my capacity. And that also makes me feel good about myself. It makes me feel proud. It makes me know that not only am I embracing the journey, you know, as a destination, and I'm accepting myself in every way, but I really am, for the most part, doing the best I can with what I have. And I feel so good and such a great sense of accomplishment that with whatever capacities I had this day in this season, I did what I could.
100% agree. And it's like, it's that reminder where I kind of told y'all in the beginning about nobody's perfect, right? So even with my strategy, the reason why I write down the reason to why I don't complete the goal is because I also got to do something after that. It don't stop there. No. Then I got to go walk to that mirror, that same mirror where I say I love you. I got to say in the mirror, why did I not complete that goal? So I can look myself right in the face and say, you did not take a step today towards your future life because you decided to watch Netflix. Yeah. And it's like, okay. Yeah. And then I walk away from that. But then the double down to that is now when I look at that column at the end of the year. Yeah. Now remember, I only put an X if I complete my goal for the 3 tasks of the day to push my life forward. Yeah. So now when I go look at that column, anyone can look at it too. And they don't see no X's. And all they see is Netflix, weed, video games. It does 2 things. It tells me exactly why I'm not where I'm at, but then as I'm progressing throughout the year, I can now pull a data analysis on what exactly am I doing and am I willing to change it? Because if I look at a month and I don't got no exes, but I see anime and weed, oh, I just figured it out. There's my problem.
Two things. You got to become aware of what's going on, and you have to be willing to change it. Yeah.
Yeah, all that. The willing part is important.
Yeah.
Because imagine you look at the board, you don't got no exes.
Yeah.
You see anime and weed, but then you say to yourself, actually, I don't want to give that up.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, well, now you need to redo your priorities.
Yeah.
Because clearly your goals, that it ain't what your goals are.
Yeah.
And so you need to just pivot. And and again, you ain't perfect, but you got to know the time is moving and you are not stepping closer to where you want to be, but you need to acknowledge and be honest on your starting point. See how all these things connect? On your starting point about where you are, to sit back and be like, okay, this is why my year looked like this again. And it's like, at some point, you got to decide, do you want to make that change? For me, it's pretty easy. If I notice something too much, I'm not keeping it because it don't serve where I'm going. And so I'm just like, hey, I'm good without it.
Yeah.
And you got to sit there and you got to have that ownership within yourself to know I want to make my dreams happen.
And be excited too. Again, be present in the moment, embracing the process and the journey, and knowing that you're going forward towards the goals and to the dreams. And be excited too. Understand that you're not, if you're really doing the work. I wasn't who I was last year. Maybe I wasn't even who I was yesterday. And be excited. How am I going to be tomorrow? How am I going to be next year? This is exciting. Why? Because I keep showing up and I keep doing the work and I keep doing better and better and better and better. And it's not perfect, but it's progression.
Man, I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
So as you've evolved, right, Freedom? Have your goals and aspirations changed? How do you navigate setting new goals for yourself? So like you've changed, you know what I mean? Like, do you feel like as you've changed, your goals, aspirations, they changed as well? When you're trying to set new goals, so how do you do that? Like, let's talk about that.
I've definitely changed, and a lot of the changes have been internal, and they've expressed internal in the world around me in reality and how I live and how I act and how I move, right? In the big picture, I've expanded on my wants, on my passions, on what drives me, the fire, and my goals. What changed? I got deeper in seeking intention and purpose. I got bigger in wanting to do everything that I do because I understand that it's bigger than me. It's for my family. It's for the people around me, for the people that I want to touch, for the people that I want to move, for the people that I want to reach and talk to. Right?
First of all, that's huge. Understanding your why.
Yeah.
Man,
that's really big.
Yeah, that's big.
That's really big. So for me, I've expanded and gone deeper into all these things. And also, one thing that's major is detachment and letting go. And understanding the balance and the dance of knowing what you want, but also getting out of your mind the idea of how it's going to look like, how it's going to be, when it's going to show up. Ooh. Listen, by design, you don't know how it's supposed to be expressed and how it's going to show up. Some people, many people, what you want may not even be for you. And you may reach a certain point where you get humbled and everything switches up. You see what I'm saying? So I'm embracing that along my journey and my process and having a nice balance and a dance of understanding my why, and that is bigger than me, and that I want what I want, but let me detach and let me surrender on how it's supposed to come out, how it's supposed to express, and also what time. And let me just keep showing up and doing better and better with the main big intention and the purpose that's bigger than me. And just be the best I can, in spirit, as a man. You see what I'm saying? My mind, my heart, everything that I do, my interactions with people, the work that I do with my craft. I just want to embrace the process and the journey more and more. I want to be present, and I want to do better and better and better.
Hey, man, you broke that down so great. You killing my follow-ups. Nah, that's huge. Honestly, the why, I'm going to tell y'all, I hadn't visited D.C. because that's where I'm originally from for about 2.5 years. And I went to go see my family about a month ago. And at some point along the way, I definitely started losing sight of my why.
Yeah.
But being around them and seeing them and also seeing so many people, it was one of the most amazing experiences for me in a minute.
Okay.
Not only because every single person who we was all at the gym together just working, right? Like that's when I was the operations manager, hired everybody on just so we could all just chase our dreams. And I was always one of those people that wanted people to chase their dreams.
Yeah.
And to be there and see everybody now living in their dream that they wanted to, being in that occupation that they wanted, that was not only amazing, but then also seeing how much my family looked up to me, how much they was inspired by the things I did, and how they're even like, yo, I can't wait to see what you do next. And that's not pressure. It's not pressure. That's who I am. They literally know this isn't the end. They know that me just getting a good tech job and moving to LA and getting a spot like that's not the end of my story.
It's the beginning.
I know this not. You know what I mean? And I also think that's important, y'all, too. When you're on this journey, is to realize that your best life is in front of you and not behind you, no matter what you've been through. Like, yes, y'all, I got the same stories from college. I promise a lot of y'all probably have, where it was so many great times, so many turn-ups. But let me tell y'all, I got way more better stories from when I left.
Yeah.
Like my life now, I'm loving the new experiences and new journeys I'm making happen.
Yeah, and embrace the journey, like my man said, right? Leave the past behind you. Like, be in this moment. Be present with the power of now. And embrace this present moment in the power of now and the outlook and the journey and the road ahead of you. And we had great times behind us. We had many bad times.
Yes.
All of which was character building, but also was fleeting and does not define us. So don't get caught up in that. Your best is right here and ahead of you. So embrace this moment and journey on forward. Don't look back.
Plus 1,000 of that.
Yeah.
And now for me, y'all, as I've evolved, what do I do? So a lot of people are afraid to change. Okay.
Wow.
Change is scary, man. It's to be getting uncomfortable is scary. But the thing about evolving is realizing your priorities shift as well when they do. What I like to do, as I've evolved as a person, how do I reprioritize things is through a values check-in, okay? And what that is every 6 months, I like to recheck back in with myself to be like, hey, do you feel the same way you did back then? And the reason is because what I knew back then, I don't know today. And a lot of, when it comes to change, it's scary. And a lot of people don't like it, but it's a part of the growth that just happens as you start to develop as an individual. But I don't just stop there. I also check it with my community to say, hey, 6 months ago, we might have thought about each other or operated this way. But now today, do we still serve each other based off the growth that had happened over that prolonged period? And then I also take action to see if I can fix some of those relationships or bring them into fruition to who I am today. And I'm gonna use Freedom for example, y'all. So since my last podcast with Freedom, I ain't seen him, right? He went to a new gym. He been focused on his own ish. Same with me, right? And as I was doing my check-in with myself, I was asking myself, okay, how do you want certain things to look? I was like, Freedom's definitely a person I want to keep in my life moving forward. Okay, what can I do to position us now in a situation where we still can connect? Well, B, you got a podcast. My man love to chat. My man, we drop jams, we grow all the time. Bet. Let's bring it back. Let's make this some bi-weekly, tri-weekly stuff. Where now we get to catch up, drop these jams, share them with y'all, and now we continue to grow. And that's important when you are evolving as a person. For me, to just make sure you're checking back in with yourself, check back in with your community, make sure that things align the way that you want, because so many people used to you saying something at one point and they expect the same thing a year later. But that's just not possible because I'm no longer that person anymore. But I want to make sure I'm consciously aware to let you know that, hey, things just don't move like that.
Let me expand on that. We ain't seen each other in like 9-10 months.
Yeah, damn, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. We haven't seen each other. We haven't spoken. We're both at a point in our journey where not only are we embracing the journey in the past and our self-acceptance, but we understand that we're not the main character in each other's stories. We understand that it's not personal. And we're also safe and secure to not only understand that, but to give whoever space, because we evolve and we grow and we get on different paths in our journey. We got back together today and we talking like we just saw each other and spoke yesterday. It never left. It never left. You see what I'm saying? So with that said, I want to encourage you to honor and accept where you are and where you're going and be okay with how that looks like. And love yourself and love each other enough, when I spoke about this earlier, to detach, to let go, and surrender. Whatever's not going to be for you will fall away. Whatever's for you will come to you, will come back to you, will never leave. Yo, it never left.
Hey man, tell them how we getting all this extra energy, man. What they need to check.
Listen, I'm gonna need y'all to get on that Lion's Mane coffee. Health benefits, cognitive benefits. It's all organic. The ingredients come from Brazil. It tastes amazing. Get deep in the bag with that Lion's Mane. Go and click on the link below wherever you find the link. Type in the code FREEDOM, all caps. You know that's where I go by, FREEDOM, all caps. That's also the discount code. Get you a bag of that Lion's Mane.
Hey man, and make sure that joint hitting too. Let me just tell y'all, you feel me? And so definitely make sure you hit that like button, man. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Listen, this is Deep in the Bag community building. You feel me? It was so great to have my man Freedom come on here, man. Let's drop these gems, man.
You know, we got to all the time. It's always love.
And listen, we're gonna keep growing together, y'all. So y'all, I want y'all to like timestamp this. Remember what my page look like. Remember what subscribers look like. Remember this moment. And then, man, 6 months to a year. Oh, this gonna all change. We going crazy. We going to the top, baby. And remember, you are not the main character in anybody's movie but your own. So advocate for your own life, okay? Be that director. Make yourself a star by knowing you got to take action and you can't trip about anything else going on around you, all right?
Absolutely. And accept and honor the journey, honor the path, and understand that whatever's happening at the present moment is okay. Let go of the past. Don't look back in the past. Embrace the power and now continue the journey forward. And fall deep in love with yourself and also in love with the process and the journey of developing, of discovering, of becoming. And understand that, listen, we deep in the bag and we about to hit y'all with some more. This is just the beginning. Just like with our journeys, even our collaboration is only the beginning.
Talk to them. Hey, listen.
Check us out on all socials. I got some music coming out for y'all soon. I got some sketches coming back out. I'm in New York Fashion Week modeling. Check that out. Get a ticket. We can link that in the description below. Get you with a ticket for that. New York Fashion Week, September 13th. Get up in there.
Hey, and with that being said, man, we'll see y'all at the top.